Well, welcome. Thanks for coming. Apparently I heard there's some other media from something that happened last night, so I really appreciate you guys making it out here for our media luncheon. It seemed like just yesterday, about 100 feet behind us, we were raising the Clark Cup. And we're certainly ready to turn the page on that. We're very excited about this season. Pat Mickus, our associate head coach and director of player personnel, put a team together with the mentality of winning now and obviously looking to our future. So we're very excited. I think a strength of our team this year is going to be our forwards. Some of our returning forwards, Nicholas Schilke, Kyle Novak, Sheldon Dries, Alex Kyle. These were proven scorers in our league last year, and it'll translate into those guys being our go-to guy proven scorers this year. I want to be careful with comparing this team to last year. Last year was obviously a special season, and it will be a special season in the history of the Green Bay Gamblers, but that team will go down as one of the best teams in the history, not only the Gamblers, of the league. So I'm very cautious of comparing any team to that team last year. With that said, I think this team can win this year. We're going to be very young on D. And we obviously lost the USA Junior Goalie of the Year to college in net, so that'll be an issue for us. But in goaltend, in net, we're going to have Mike Rotolo, who's going to be available for some questions after. A returning goalie who had some success last year, and he'll be backed up by Richard Sabal. Richard's someone we're very excited about. Richard came from the Slovak national team. He had some international experience, some success on the international level. And to understand where Richard in his career, Richard made their U20 national team in Slovakia 2 years before his actual birth year. And he started against the Czech Republic. And in those circles, Slovakian goalie playing against the Czech Republic, he's their goalie of the future and he's a special talent. We're fortunate to have him. Now, Richard will be starting Friday. Mike Rotolo was in a goaltender fight, which I know a lot of our fans grew accustomed to enjoying here at times. But our league frowned upon that a little bit, and he'll be sitting out a 3-game suspension, and the last game of that suspension will be on Friday, so he will not be available to us. Our D-core is very young but very talented. We had some injuries early on to our D-core. Kyle Chatham in an exhibition game broke his leg, will be out 3 to 4 months. Ben Gallagher, who has played 3 years in the Alberta Junior Hockey League, is a draft pick in the National Hockey League with Florida Panthers and is coming to us from Ohio State. Will be unavailable for us for a few weeks, recovering from a shoulder surgery. Every team has injury. We're just happening to be going through it early on in the season on the D-core. And with a young D-core, we're going to have mistakes. We're going to have some bumps in the road early. But I'm very excited where this team can be down the road towards the second half. And again, our goal here, as always in Green Bay, is win now. With that, I open up for any questions.
How did you get Gallagher? Was he a protected pick?
No, he was our first pick. We actually traded Adam Wilcox for the 5th pick in the draft last year, Tri-Cities pick. And he was a kid that was going to leave Ohio State, is going to be a 4.24. So while he's here, he's got to complete his associate's degree and then transfer into another college next year. And he was our first pick overall because we had some holes on D, and he's an instant ready-made D in this league, and we acquired him through the draft.
You say about 3 weeks?
Yeah, about 3 weeks. He had a labrum shoulder surgery. He's actually way ahead of schedule, and he probably could play right now, but it's just a time-sensitive thing. And every day he heals, it's going to give him a better chance to be 100%.
Do you like the experience you got with Rotolo last year? To have that coming back?
Yeah, we purposely played Mike a lot last year. I know Ryan McKay went down with a knee injury, and Mike played 10 straight games for us. And every minute he got last year was for this year, for that experience. And I think that's going to be very valuable for him. And not only did he have a lot of experience last year, he had success. He won a lot of hockey games. And we're a team that likes to get up and down the ice. We play loose at times. And his numbers are legit. His save percentage, his goals against, because we left him out to dry, no doubt about it. So we're very excited about where he's going to be this year.
So you say you don't want to
Well, last year was a whole new level. We are not the best team in the league this year by far. Last year, I can safely say we had the best team in the league that still got better from day one and became the best team. This year, we're not the best team. Waterloo is probably what we were last year with the most talent. Cedar Rapids is probably the most talented team in our division. But with that said, I think we can reel those teams in. If done correctly, if this team comes together. And the key is going to be watching our young D core. Again, with young D, you're going to have mistakes. I think the Fall Classic this week is a perfect example of how I think we're going to look early on. We played 2 very good games, winning 7-3 over Omaha, winning 3-0 over Fargo. And then we turn around the next day, we lose 4-1 to Youngstown, a couple of mistakes on D, cost you the back of our net. I think you're going to see a lot of that early. The sooner that D core can mature is when I think we will have a chance to be competing in the end of the year.
Can you just talk about maybe the top returner is actually you at the podium the past, so many years we've had different coaches and media days talk about that as far as for the program's sake?
Well, it's going to be the same system. I think our returners obviously are familiar with me. I think having that continuity from one year to the next is going to help us. But at the same time, I think it goes back. It's the same culture from when John Cooper came here to Eric Rude from me taking over. It comes down to the organization. These kids, when they get drafted by Green Bay, when they come to Green Bay, they come because of an expectation to win, and they get into our culture very quick. So I'm excited to be back here. I think it's going to help with the continuity from last year, but at the same time, I think it's more about the jersey and this organization with these young players.
With that being said, what did you kind of learn in your first year at Green Bay? Was kind of anything, just kind of obviously the success, it's hard to duplicate the regular season in particular you had, but anything you just taken away from South Selden coaches?
Well, you're dealing with different kids when I coached in college. These kids are younger. I think maintaining energy levels throughout the entire year. 64 games is a very long season. Well, that's a lot of these kids, from in the classroom to in the weight room to our practice schedule and our travel schedule. So maintaining our energy levels. We don't want tired, sick kids throughout the year. We were very conscious of that last year, and we'll do the same this year. Our best hockey, hopefully, again, will be at the end of the year, and we're going to gear everything towards that.
Do you think you can get, without exceeding or putting too much pressure on a kid, somebody like Brendan Lemieux with, the family he comes from, I'm sure there's always been pressure on him wherever he's been to produce. How do you handle a guy like that coming in?
Well, I think Brendan Lemieux, who you asked about, is very similar to our other 96s. Jake Lindhart's 96th birthday, Nick Schmaltz's 96th birthday. That's extremely young in our league. And I think the first priority for those young kids is acclimating into this league. With that said, they're all 3 very, very special players. Just to play in this league at their age is hard to do. And even early on in the preseason, all 3 of those kids have made impacts on the game. So I think the first thing with it is manage their everyday play, get better every day. And our goal with those guys is to help us win sooner than later, and it's going to be a process. So I know with Brendan, there's expectations, Hall of Fame, legendary father, but he's going to carry that wherever he goes. And I think it's an honor to our organization and our league that a kid of that caliber chose to play in this league. So it's going to be a slow process, but I think those kids will get there in time.
Everybody's available individually. If you want to grab 4 guys over here, coach. So
Thanks again, guys. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you throughout the year.